the Sioux Steel Company.
The following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.
A slow roller, going to be a tough play. Hunsley, bare hands on the bounce and throw. He got him. What a play from Grayson Hunsley on the bare hand.
It's time for Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post-8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, True Green Camelon, Edward Jones Financial, Overhead Door, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, Jaeger, AGE, First Fidelity, and State Farm Becky Pottsaba Agency.
This will be flown out by Charlie Simpson out to left field. Going back, it is gone! Charlie Simpson hits a two-run home run, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Agtegra, Farting Electric, Envirotech, and Kruger Climate Systems.
Here's a line shot out and towards left center field, diving and making the catch out in center is Sutton Sun and Shine. And a tip of the cap from the head coach.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Stalkin Peterson LLP, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Gales Gas, First United Methodist Church, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, Beck Motors, and May Adam.
Gets with a fly ball to left field. That one is going back to the wall. It's out of here. A 3-run homer for Dawson Getz. And it's a 4-0 lead for the Eights.
And by American Family Insurance Brittany Schaffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Bank West, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, Kathy's Sunshine Properties, Venture Communications, and the American of Fort Pierre. And now, Post-8 Baseball on KCCR.
Hey, good afternoon as we welcome you here to Hyde Stadium as we get set for Post-8 Baseball as they take on Huron in Game 2 of our best-of-3 series. Post-8 lost last night 8-6 to Huron. 6 errors in the ball game for Post-8, and they've got to play a lot better defense in the ball game. Ridge Lineback will be the starter on the mound for this 8 squad, while we'll be going Bubba Peterson going for Huron as we'll send things down to Elton Bleemaster for the code of conduct before we get underway here this afternoon for Game 2 of our best-of-3 series.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Game 2 of Regionals. On behalf of Chairman Oswald and our state mayor, we wish you the best of luck in today's game. I will keep rules, keep it to my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep the sound heart in your feet, keep my pride in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and an healthy body.
We will pause and come back with the introduction of the lineups and the first pitch after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back, we are set and ready to roll for Game 2 of our Best of 3 series here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. It is the Huron Post-7 team that is the home team in Game number 2. Pierre will be the visitors on the scoreboard, so the Eights will have their first chance and to try and get that early lead like they did yesterday. They scored 3 runs in that second inning, but did not come away with that win, and 8-6 was the final score in that ball game. And now the Eights find themselves on the brink of elimination. Yankton is the first team that has clinched a spot to the state tournament besides Watertown, who is obviously the host team and already in. Yankton won 5-1 last night. They won 12-0 just moments ago over Sturgis, and so they are in as a number 2 seed. Could move up to the number 1 seed, but that would take a lot for Post 22 to lose 2 games to Spearfish back-to-back, considering the only loss they have in South Dakota play was a forfeit to Yankton in a game where they messed up their pitching. But overall, as we are ready to go for Game 2, and the first pitch will be taken for strike 1 at 12:59 here this afternoon, and we are underway. The final day could be the final day of the season for Post 8. If they win 2 today, they'll have at least Tuesday and Wednesday next week, as Shufflebine will foul this one to the press box to our right, and the count's now 0-2. Shufflebine, the second baseman, leading things off. Sutton Sunshine, the right fielder, batting second. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, is batting third. Cooper Twilliger, the first baseman, will bat cleanup, as this one will come inside and missing for ball 1, and the count's 1-2. Charlie Simpson, the catcher, is batting fifth. Ridge Linebach is pitching. He is batting sixth. Porter Hunsley, the center fielder, batting seventh. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Trevor Rounds, the left fielder, rounds out the lineup, as the count is now 2-2 here to Carter Shufflebine, the leadoff man here in the ball game in the top of the first. Yes, we are at Hyde Stadium, but it is the top of the first. The Eights will be the home team in Game 3 if we get there. This will be fouled back by Shufflebine. Bubba Peterson is the man that's on the mound for this Huron Post-7 team. And for Bubba Peterson, overall, as this will be grounded over towards the third baseman, that'll get through, and the leadoff man is aboard to kick off the ball game for Carter Shufflebine, who went 1 for 4 yesterday. And it will bring up Sutton Sunshine, the right fielder. Bubba Peterson's thrown 40 in the third innings, which is second on the team behind Brady Feaster, who threw Game 1. He's 3 and 4 overall. 48 hits, 40 runs, 32 earned runs, 29 walks, 33 strikeouts, an ERA at 5.55, and a whip at 1.91. By the way, it was an error on the third baseman as the pickoff attempt, and diving back in safely as the ball was dropped by the first baseman, Jack Peterson. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Sun and Shine went 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. Make that 1 for 4. He had a base hit RBI. Here's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. There's the first hit for the A's. Rounding second on his way to third. The throw will come in. Diving and sliding in safely. Blocking the ball is the third baseman, Tommy Martin. But Carter Schuffelbein did not break stride at all and went from first to third on that base hit up the middle by Sun and Shine. His second hits of the playoffs. And it's first and third with nobody out, and the Eights are trying to cash in immediately here in the top of the first inning. After a game last night that Post State had to look in the mirror and say, we lost that game. Huron didn't, not to take anything away from Huron, but they're saying Huron did not win the game. We lost that game as the first pitch is over for strike one to Dawson Getz. An inning, a crooked number inning is absolutely huge for Post State. To get the confidence level moving here in the top of the first inning. Runner takes off as Getz will foul that one back to the netting. That counts 0-2. We'll go around the horn defensively here in just a moment, but the big thing is don't adjust your sets if you're watching on YouTube or thinking that we're playing backwards right now. There is a left-handed catcher in Oakley Anderson behind the plate for Huron that you don't see very often, but Anderson is the lefty catcher for Post 7. This will be fouled back by Getz, and he remains at 0-2. Getz went 0 for 4 yesterday. 2 ground outs and 2 fly outs for him. Eights end up with 7 hits in total after they had a 5-0 lead. Runner takes off again. This will be a ground ball that'll get the run home. The shortstop and Wallner will field. His throw to first will be in time, but the Eights do cash in that first run on the opening air of the ball game. Does score the game's first run, a 1-0 lead for Post State, and Sun and Shine is now at second on the 6-3 RBI ground outs for Dawson Getz, his first of the playoffs. Here's Cooper Twilliger to the plate. Twilliger went 1 for 4 yesterday. He led off the second with a base hit and then came in to score the game's first run. Here's the first pitch to him. That'll be taken for strike one on a curveball that drops in. It is Logan Leyendecker, the left fielder. Trace Wins, the center fielder. And the right fielder, Chase Schuhart. There will be a ground ball through the right side for a base hit. Sun and Shine was making his way back to second, thinking the pickoff was going to be happening, so he didn't get a great jump on the base hit as it got through, but Twilliger does get the base hit, moves Sun and Shine over to third, and the Eights with 2 hits here in the first inning, and threatening for that crooked number is Charlie Simpson, the catcher here in Game 2, who had an RBI yesterday on his first at-bat, has a chance to get an RBI here in his first at-bat in Game 2 of the series. First and third with only 1 out here in the top of the first. A 1-0 lead for Post State. Peterson delivers the first pitch. He's starting pretty much everybody off with a breaking ball in the first pitch. Outside of maybe Schuffelbein, who took the first pitch strike to open the ball game, almost everybody else has seen a curveball come through or just a breaking ball of some sort. This will nearly paint the corner down low, but it missed maybe a little bit too low, and it counts 2-0. Brady Feenstra went a complete game yesterday, giving up 3 earned runs, 6 runs overall. That 2-0 pitch drops in for a strike, and it counts 2-1. Now here to Charlie Simpson. Simpson was coming into this weekend, or this series, at 333. Not really the weekend yet. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Peterson to Simpson. That'll miss low, and the count's now 3-1. To finish going around the horn, Tommy Martin's at third, Gabe Wallner at short, Andy Porsche at second, Jack Peterson at first, Oakley Anderson behind the plate, and Bubba Peterson will deliver the 3-1 pitch to Simpson, who will take that at the knees for strike 2, thinking that was going to be ball 4. And Twilliger, thankfully, was not moving towards second and jogging too far away from the bag at first. But the count's now full to Simpson with 1 out. I don't think that Terwilliger will be off with the pitch. Peterson from the stretch. He'll deliver the 3-2. Off the hands, that'll be a floating ball that'll be diving and unable to make the catch. A run will come in. The throw to second will be wide of the bag. It was an easy throw to make from the first baseman in Peterson, but he threw it and it hopped away from the shortstop. And it's first and second still with only 1 out. And a 2-0 lead now for Post State. It'll be an RBI for Charlie Simpson. Somewhat of a fielder's choice and an error at the same point for, boy, that's an odd one to score because that run was going to score regardless of where the throw was going. It was basically a fielder's choice. I guess it doesn't really matter for Simpson's batting average. He ends up being 0 for 1. But it ends up being an error charge to the first baseman, Peterson, on the throw. And what would be a runner on first with 2 outs, now it's first and second with only 1 out, and 2 runs have already scored, and the Eights can cash in on 2 different errors from here on. Terwilliger leads at second. Over at first is Charlie Simpson, the catcher, and Ridge Lineback, the pitcher, can help his cause out with already a 2-0 lead here at the top of the first inning. This pitch is grounded up the middle. This will be fielded by the second baseman. Steps on the bag for one that he's not going to throw it. A little bit of miscommunication between Porsche and Waldner on who was going to take it to the bag, who was going to get to the bag, and where that throw was going to go from first. By the time that Porsche stepped on the bag, there was no throw to really test to see if they can get line box. So it's now first and third, another fielder's choice. This will be 4 unassisted to retire Simpson. And Porter Hunsley to the plate. Porter Hunsley had 2 RBIs yesterday. As he went 1 for 3, had an RBI fielder's choice and an RBI single. The first pitch will miss low for ball 1. Runners at the corners here with 2 away in the top of the first inning. 2-0 advantage for Post State. 2 errors in the inning for Huron. And then a pickoff now. Lineback is picked off. The throw will go to second. They're not going to get him, and a run's going to score. They waited too long to throw the ball to second, and by the time the throw went there, both the second baseman and shortstop ran over each other. Lineback is safe at second, and the run does come in to score as Terwilliger will score from third to make it a 3-0 lead. It's more of a mental error than a physical error by Huron. The throw just didn't come in time from the first baseman, Jack Peterson. And maybe a little bit of reversal of fortune here for Post State, who felt like they gave Huron the game. Huron's got to be feeling like they're giving Post State the game at the top of the first right now. 2 physical errors, a mental error, and 3 runs have scored. As this is grounded right back to Bubba Peterson, who will throw to first to get out of that first inning. But 3 runs score for Post State here in the top of the first. They do so on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 man left on base. Ridge Lineback's got a 3-0 lead as he heads to the mound for the first time in this ball game. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. We welcome you back. It is the bottom of the first and a 3-0 lead. American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard for Post State. We are scoreboard watching today, and we're going to have a lot of games to be talking to you about with the fact that there's a lot of doubleheaders on the slates across the states. That will for sure be doubleheaders today. This could be a doubleheader, but only Yankton has secured a spot in the state tournament besides the host Watertown with a 12-0 win earlier today. They won 5-1 yesterday. Post 22 beat Spearfish yesterday 14-1. Those three games, which includes this series, those were the only three series that played a full game one yesterday. Harrisburg is leading Brookings right now 6-1 in the middle of the sixth inning in game one of that series. It is starting between post 15 East and post 320. Aberdeen does have a 2-0 lead on Brandon Valley right now. That's the 13 seed over the 4 seed. And that's in the top of the first as the first pitch will miss for ball one. But Aberdeen's off to a good start, and Brandon Valley will have to work from behind in that game as Ridge Lineback will deliver a strike that counts 1-1. So those are your games that are in action right now. Sioux Falls West is leading Renner 3-1 whenever that game resumes, which we presume is at 5 o'clock this evening. Here's a ground ball that'll be right back to Ridge Lineback. He will float it high like he's shooting a jump shot, and Cooper Twilliger is there to put it away. And the leadoff man is retired to open up the bottom of the first inning. That brings up Logan Leyendecker. So Ridge Lineback, he has thrown on the season just 14 innings. He is 0-1 overall. This will be his third start and fourth appearance. That one misses just high for ball one. 8 hits allowed, 6 runs. 0 of those 6 runs have been earned. 9 walks and 19 strikeouts. That one's over for a strike that counts 1-1. So his ERA is 0. His WHIP is 1.21. And a batting average against at 163. He's dealt, last year he did not play all summer, as there's a swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2. And he came back high school season, pitched great. He started out this summer pitching great, and arms bothering just a little bit, and has not been 100%, able to throw here today. But boy, when he is on the mound, he has been dominant so far in the spring and in the summer. As that one will miss low, and the count's now 3-2. When we talk about the unearned runs, going into this series, Post State had given up 43 unearned runs. There's a called strike 3 of Leyendecker, and there's 2 down now here in the bottom of the first. And it will bring up now the number 3 man, Bubba Peterson. We didn't even go through the Huron batting order. Trace Wentz was the leadoff man who grounded out to Ridge Lineback. Logan Leyendecker just struck out looking, and Bubba Peterson, the pitcher, is batting third. Andy Porish, Chase Schuhart, and Jack Peterson, the next 3 hitters. Tommy Martin, Gabe Waldner, and Oakley Anderson to round out the order as the first pitch is over for strike 1. Bubba Peterson yesterday went 1 for 4. This pitch will miss upstairs, and the count's now 1-1. Peterson ended up scoring in that 6th inning whenever they scored those 6 runs to claim the win over Pierre. There's a check swing, but a full swing, and the count's now 1-2. And Lineback's trying to put a quick end to this bottom of the first inning and get that crooked number with a shutdown inning on top of it for Post State, who's leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. 1-2 pitch. That one is just missing upstairs. There were 8 different Post State players that were walking off the field. Only Charlie Simpson was still holding the glove at that spot, but it was called ball 2. 2-2 pitch. That will be taken for a strike 3, and that time it will end the inning. 2 strikeouts the inning for Ridge Lineback. He goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, and a 3-0 advantage for Post State at the end of 1. Back in a minute here on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Swing for the fences with a great deal from Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. Whether you need a powerful truck, a fuel-efficient sedan, or a spacious SUV, they've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road and in the game. Don't strike out. Stop by today or visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, where the best deals in town are always in play.
We welcome you back. It is the top of the second and a 3-0 lead. American Family Insurance, Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard for Post 8, and they will have 8-9-1. Grayson Hunsley, Trevor Rounds, and Carter Shufflebein. Anybody reaches base, it will then be Sutton Sun and Shine that will come to the plate. This is Game 2 of our Best of 3 series. Post 8 has to win this one to force the decisive Game 3, which will follow 25-30 minutes after this game concludes. It'll be Game 3 of that series. And we'll see if Post 8, they're off to a good start, but as it was yesterday, Post 8 had a 5-0 lead and did not finish with the win. So, no lead is safe, and the foot has to be on the gas pedal from start to finish. As Grayson Hunsley leads things off here in the bottom of the first inning and pops the first pitch up on the left side. Long run for the third baseman. Martin will give it a look, but it will land out of play. And a first pitch strike to Grayson Hunsley. Grayson Hunsley had an RBI, went 1 for 3 yesterday. We talked about a guy that seldom strikes out. He had a ground out RBI in the third inning, the second inning, then had a base hit and scored in the fourth. There's a ground ball up the middle. That's his second hit here of the postseason. And the Aids had the leadoff man on for the second straight inning to bring up Trevor Rounds. Rounds yesterday went 0 for 2. He walked the first time of the trip to the plates and then grounded out twice. The Aids only got through the batting order 3 full times. They got into the fourth time before the game ended. And after it was an 8-6 lead for Huron in that top of the 6th inning, the Aids did not get another base runner the rest of the ball game. Here's a pickoff attempt. Rounds started to show bunt right as the first movement from Bubba Peterson was going to try to throw the runner out at first. So here's the now first pitch to from Peterson to Rounds. That'll miss low and away, as Rounds was showing bunt the whole time, but pulled it back and taking it low and away for ball 1. Top of the order is due up next here for Post 8. See if they can add on to this lead. This will be a bunt attempt that is missed by Rounds, and the count's 1-1. Carter Shufflebein is waiting on deck. 3-0 advantage here in the top of the second here at Hyde Stadium. Another bunt attempt, and again pulling it back as that pitch bounced in, and Oakley Anderson falling to his right, his glove side, was able to scoop that one up. Tommy Martin is playing well inside the third base bag in the infield grass right now. Any ground ball from Rounds to the third base side, but he'll bunt it to the first base side. The throw will go to second, and they got him out at second. So the sacrifice fails to be executed by Rounds as Grayson Hunsley is thrown out at second base. It was the right spot to go to it, but Bubba Peterson, who even double clutched on the throw to second, still was able to throw out Grayson Hunsley. And so it turns into a fielder's choice. And there's one down now here in the top of the second inning, and it's back to the top of the order for Carter Shufflebein. A little bit farther to the right down that first base line, and the only play would have been to first. As Rounds will take off, the throw to second, the tag, they got him. Oakley Anderson throws out Rounds trying to steal, and there's now 2 down. And it's an 0-1 count. The first pitch was a strike to Shufflebein. So 2 down now here in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's a ground ball that'll be up the middle. High chopper, fielded by the shortstop Wallner, and the throw to first is not in time. Shufflebine is safe at first. There's another time. All 9 players for Huron that time were walking off the field. But Shufflebine beats it out for a tough infield single to keep the inning alive. All 3 guys have reached base for Post States, but 2 of those 3 have been retired on the base pass trying to get to second. So now it's Sun and Shine to the plates. We'll see if Shufflebine wants to try and steal here. Pickoff attempts, diving back in safely. This Shufflebine over at first. So we get 2 hits in the inning so far for Post State, a fielder's choice. And there's only 1 on and 2 outs. First pitch swinging by Sun and Shine. That'll be a leaping catch by the shortstop Waldner, who steals a base hit away from Sun and Shine to finish out the top of the 2nd. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 2nd. It is a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
It is the bottom of the 2nd. No score. It's a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. They are going to the top of the 7th in Harrisburg and Brookings. 7-1 lead for Harrisburg over Brookings. In game 1 of that series, they will play game 2 immediately following that. And if necessary, they'll have to come back and play game 3 on Friday. Here's a line shot into center field for a base hit. Leadoff single by Andy Porsche to get things underway as he swings at the first pitch against Leinbach. And Huron has their first hit today after having 8 yesterday. And Chase Schuhart, the right fielder, to the plate. He did not play yesterday, as Schuhart is hitting 176 with 9 singles. All of his hits have been singles, 4 runs driven in for Schuhart, who is the number 5 man in the batting order. And this will get away from Simpson on that first pitch, and it will lead to now Porsche being in scoring position here with nobody out in the bottom of the 2nd. A lot of baseball left to be played in this ball game. Post State got off to a good start with a 3-0 advantage, but it is still plenty of baseball to go. Post State had a 5-0 lead through 4 innings yesterday. Just reinforces that the gas pedal has to be down at all times. This will be upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. We'll see how long of a leash that Ridge Leinbach has in terms of pitch count. Obviously, he could be dominating, but if there's a certain pitch number that Coach Iverson doesn't want him to go past, or, maybe sees that his arm is obviously maybe not 100%, but starting to ruin, or not ruin, but he's not able to find the strike zone consistently. And then who that first guy out of the bullpen or off the bench, whatever, off the field. This is a 4-pitch walk, and it's 1st and 2nd now with nobody out. And the tying run for Huron will come to the plate, and Jack Peterson. You got to think that J.J. Buckles would start game 3. However, if you need him, you got to use him here in game 2. Then on looking at the rest of Post State's pitching staff, you look at maybe Braden Houlette, who has thrown 21 innings. Porter Hunsley is unavailable. Same with Will Danberg after throwing yesterday. Hudson Stosher has thrown 6 2/3. Parker O'Brien's thrown 8 innings. Dawson Guest 8 2/3. And Carter Schuffelbein has thrown 9 innings. So those guys are all in the mix to throw at some points, as this will be a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Jack Peterson. And the speed and velocity that Ridge Lineback has from the right side, that Braden Houlette might be a perfect option to go in relief, depending on where how the game is going, because he's going to give a different look and a different speed coming at you, as that one will be over for a strike. That counts now 0-2. And Charlie Simpson, who made that conversation with Ridge Lineback, is whatever he said has worked through the first 2 pitches, getting 2 strikes against Jack Peterson. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. No chance for Peterson. There's one down here in the bottom of the second, and it brings up Tommy Martin, the third baseman. Tommy Martin yesterday went 2 for 5 with an RBI. Scored 2 runs and struck out once for a Huron. Now a ground ball gets you out of this inning, as Martin digs in. First pitch to him. Curveball dropping in for strike 1. 3 heaters in a row, and then he drops in a curveball, and Martin wasn't ready for that first pitch strike to come through. Emporia State will get Ridge Lineback later on this fall and start to work into the spring, as the count's now 0-2. And if Lineback can stay healthy and continue to progress, I think Emporia State's got a hidden gem that a lot of other teams are going to wish that they had him on his radar. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 6 straight pitches, 2 strikeouts after a leadoff single and a 4-pitch walk. 2 down now here in the bottom of the second, and it's Gabe Wallner, the shortstop. Wallner went 1 for 3. He scored a run yesterday. Also struck out in one of those 3 at-bats. First pitch is over for strike 1. Actually, you can see me went 1 for 4 yesterday. First pitch was cut on and missed by Wallner. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. And Lineback looking to put an end to this bottom of the second after early trouble with first and second and nobody out. He's a strike away from getting out of that without needing his defense to work at all. Looking for his 5th strikeout. That one stays just upstairs, a little bit too high for the shorter Waldner. Not a bad spot to, if you're going to miss, that's not a bad spot to miss. Trying to get a swing and a miss from Waldner. The count's now 1-2. 1-2 pitch will be fouled back. It remains at 1-2. Is somewhat of like a reverse immaculate inning, where you start off poorly with, I guess it wasn't really poor. You start off with a base hit on the first pitch and a 4-pitch walk, and then you throw 9 pitches in a row to get 3 strikeouts. Nearly had that reverse immaculate inning. 1-2 pitch. That'll miss high and inside, and the count's now 2-2. So the Deucers are wild here in the bottom of the second. 2 on and 2 outs. A 2-2 pitch upcoming. Here to Gabe Wallner, the number 8 man in the batting order. That one will be taken for strike 3. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings for Ridge Lineback. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 2 complete here at Hyatt Stadium in Game 2 of our best-of-3 series. It is a 3-0 lead for Post 8 over Huron. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
Top of the third, 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Again, scoreboard watching today, there's a lot of games that will be in action. Some that will get underway. Well, Renner and Sioux Falls West will probably get underway after we're done, regardless if we play one or two games. They're looking at 5 o'clock first pitch for game 1 continuing, and then the second game would follow. It is Brandon Valley Aberdeen, Renner Sioux Falls West, Sioux Falls East Rapid City Post 320, and Harrisburg Brookings. Those 4 series could play into tomorrow. They're going to play 2 today, and if they split, they will have a third game tomorrow after being rained out in day 1 or game 1. It is a 7-1 lead right now for Harrisburg over Brookings with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Brookings does have the bases loaded as they're trying to force a comeback and mount a comeback against Harrisburg. 3, 4, and 5, though, for the Eights to start the top of the third. Dawson Getz will lead off, and the first pitch will be a high chopper that's going to get over the head of Tommy Martin for a base hit. Getz will round first on his way to second. He is sliding in with a leadoff double. Hard out of the box, and he gets himself a double to open things up in the top of the third. After an RBI ground out in the top of the first, this is now the 3rd straight inning that the Eights have their leadoff man on to kick off an inning. Cooper Twilliger, who has a base hit and came in to score as well in the top of the first. He's got an RBI opportunity in front of him. Just 1 pitch into this 3rd inning. First pitch, curve ball that actually hits Twilliger, and it will be a hit by pitch. Bubba Peterson can't believe it. Twilliger didn't have much of a indication that it hit him, but it's now 1st and 2nd with 2 pitches in. And now it's Charlie Simpson who grounded into a fielder's choice with an error, however way you want to look at it. You end up getting an RBI. That run was going to score regardless, as there's a pickoff attempt, and back up standing is Dawson Getz. Brookings has scored 1 of those 6 runs that they need, but there's still 2 outs in that top of the 7th. They have the bases loaded. That one will miss low for ball 1 to Charlie Simpson. Brandon Valley and Aberdeen are underway. The next start time will be Sioux Falls East and Post 320. They are just getting underway as well. This will bounce in, and Oakley Anderson will make the stop. The count's now 2-0. Then Post 22 and Spearfish, they'll start at 2 o'clock Central Time. So everybody then will get underway except for Renner and Sioux Falls West, which are scheduled to start at 5 o'clock this evening. As Simpson will fly this out to left field, but it will be too high up in the air. The left fielder will come in to make the catch. And there is now 1 down as Leyendecker makes the catch. 1 away for now Rich Leimbach. And for the Major League fans, understanding the reference of hit it too high. But Simpson didn't get a good piece of it, just didn't quite square it up. Rich Leimbach now digs in. He grounded into a fielder's choice. As the first pitch, he swings and misses for strike 1. Oh for 1 so far for Leimbach. He's got 5 strikeouts, though, on the mound. Only 2 guys to reach base, a single and a walk in that top of the 2nd. Now Leimbach will shoot this out towards center field, but that's going to hang out for the center fielder. Wins to make the catch. Getz will tag. He will make his way to 3rd. He's there standing up, and it's 1st and 3rd now with 2 away. Good base running there by Dawson Getz. Sometimes, 2 outs, you say, man, maybe not try it, but it was going to be something for Dawson Getz to easily get to 3rd. Harrisburg will win game 1, 7-2. Over Brookings. That is the 8-9 matchup. They will play game 2 shortly. So that series now will head into the 2nd game, and Harrisburg can close out a win, or close out a series win and advance to the state tournament. First pitch is over for strike one to Porter Hunsley. 2-2 is our score between Brandon Valley and Aberdeen. They're in the middle of the second inning. That'll be upstairs, and it counts 1-1. Dawson Guest leads away from third. Cooper Twilliger over at first. 1-1 pitch. That is a ball that is missing by about 5 feet, but Oakley Anderson picked it like a first baseman as he got up off his crouch and had to move to his right, and that saves a run from scoring as the count's now 2-1. Here's a 2-1. That'll come inside, but caught for a strike, and the count's now 2-2 here to Porter Hunsley. He grounded back to the pitcher to end the top of the first. He's 0 for 1, but a chance to make this a 4-0 lead here at the top of the third for the Eights. 2-2 pitch. That one's reaching for it. Tough play, but Bubba Peterson will underhand flip with his glove. So it's kind of a dangerous play to make with 2 outs in the inning, but he does retire Porter Hunsley to retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. It is a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
It is the bottom of the third. 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. And yes, Huron is the home team in game number 2, even though we're playing here at Hyde Stadium. They flip-flop just like you would see in college baseball when it comes to the Super Regionals, that the host team is usually home for game 1 and then ends up flip-flopping for game 2, and if necessary, the game 3. That hosting team will be the home squad, so Pierre will be home for game 3 if we get there here this afternoon. It is 9-1-2. Oakley Anderson, who had the biggest hit for Huron yesterday, he drove in a 3-run double in that top of the 6th inning that gave Huron the 7-6 lead. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It'll miss low, and the count's 2-0 here to Anderson. And then huge hit for Oakley Anderson, who had 8 RBIs coming into the playoffs. He's almost got half of those RBIs in a playoff series right now, and obviously outside of a home run, well, that one will just miss high, and it counts 3-0. Outside of hitting a home run, he's not going to hit that with this at-bat. 3 runs on 6 hits so far for the Eights. That'll miss, and that will be ball 4. And the second walk issued by Ridge Leinbach. Been 2 errors so far by Huron. They just have that 1 hit. No runs, a hit, and 2 errors for Huron. 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for Post Eights. Here's the first pitch as we go back to the top of the order for Trace Wins, and that pitch will miss for ball 1. Aberdeen and Brandon Valley, they're in the bottom of the second, 2-2 tie in that ball game. In Rapid City Post 320 at Sioux Falls East. That one just got underway. Here's a line shot back up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit, and it's first and second once again with nobody out, just like it was in the bottom of the second inning. We'll see if Leinbach can settle in and get another 3 strikeouts to get out of the inning. He's got 5 so far. Looks like there's no score yet between East and 320. They are in the bottom of the first, though. Here's a bunt attempt down the first base line. It will be picked up foul by Simpson. Good play there to pick it up in foul territory as Logan Leyendecker was trying to move both those runners into scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. In Post 22 will get their game underway at 2 o'clock. Central Time, 2 o'clock Central Time. Another bunt attempt. This will be popped up in the air, and that will get all the way over and off the bricks. It was a well-struck foul ball by the bunt, and the count's to 0-2. If Post 22 would win that game, and we presume that 22 will advance, you'll have Post 22 the top seed, Yankton is the 2 seed, and Watertown will be the 3 seed. That will be those for sure seeds right now. As this will be taken for strike 3 to Logan Leyendecker at 2 failed bunt attempts, 2 foul bunt attempts. And then he takes strike 3 for the first out. It's already the 4th time that Leinbach, in his 6 strikeouts, he's got someone looking. Bubba Peterson is one of those guys that went down looking, and Leyendecker actually went down looking in the top of the first inning. He's 0 for 2 with 2 backwards Ks. This will be high and outside for ball 1 to Bubba Peterson. Post 8 would come back and win this game and game 3. They will be 7 seed unless there's an upset. Here's a fly ball to right field. This will be caught by Sonnenschein. There is no attempt at a tag. Wasn't hit deep enough. Sonnenschein makes the catch, gets it in quickly. There's now 2 down. Only the 2nd time that Hurons put the ball in play to be retired. And the first time that someone's made a play other than Ridge Leinbach on the defensive side. Here's Andy Porish, who was 1 for 1. He led off the second with a single. Then was stranded second after his first and second with nobody out, just like it was in this inning. First and second, nobody out. Now there's 2 away. First pitch will bounce in, and a good block there from Charlie Simpson. Anderson leads away from second after he led off with a walk. Single by Trace Wins. That pitch will miss low. That was a good take there from Andy Porish. That one was in the strike zone for about as long as possible before the bottom fell out of it. Now here's the 2-0 from Leinbach. That'll catch the inside corner for a strike, and the count's now 2-1. And if Post 8 wins this ball game, we're going to treat it like a doubleheader like we normally do. And it will be about 25 to 30 minutes between games. This will be outside the counts 3-1. For those that are watching on YouTube, and of course we got to get to that point, but just to give you a heads up too, we'll end the live stream and then have the 3rd game of the best of 3 series with a new video like we do normally for a doubleheader. As we fouled at the plate, so the count's now full at 3-2, and the runners at first and second will get a head start. Chase Schuhart is on deck, but Anderson will get the lead and take off from second. Trace Wins will take off from first. And Ridge Leinbach is looking for strikeout number 7. Here's a 3-2. He does not get Porish to chase. He started to attempt, but the bat never left his shoulder, and it turns into a second walk in the inning, and the bases are now loaded here for Chase Schuhart. So 2 walks in the inning and a base hit. Lows the bases with 2 away. First pitch to Schuhart, top of the zone for strike 1. Schuhart drew a walk. It was a 4-pitch walk to him. So that's the first time he has seen a strike from Ridge Leinbach. Here's the 0-1. That one's over for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Back-to-back curveballs, and can we see a heater that will go right at maybe the eyeballs to get Schuhart to chase, or you just try to blow it right by him. 0-2 pitch from Leinbach. Fastball swung on and missed, and strike 3, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Straight the bases loaded in the bottom of the 3rd. Post 8 still leads at 3-0 over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Air for all your ag, chemical, and seed needs. Kyle, 605-280-8710 or Tony, 605-280-4771.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
3-0 is our score at the end of 3 innings as we head to the top of the 4th. Post 8 to the plates with 8-9-1. Grayson Hunsley, Trevor Rounds, and Carter Schuffelbein. 2-2 still between Brandon Valley and Aberdeen. 2-0 lead now for Sioux Falls East over Rapid City Post 320. Those two teams split a doubleheader just last Thursday, which at that point kept things interesting for Post 8 on if they were going to be the 7th seed, if they're going to drop to the 8th seed, or depending on how things eventually went, they still had a possibility of falling to the number 9 seed. They finished with the 7th seed hosting Huron now is in the 7-10 matchup, and they're looking for a comeback after dropping the first game. They're looking to come back and take 2 games today to get to the state tournament for the first time since 2022. Ridge Lineback has thrown 49 pitches through 3 innings. So he can get you through 6 at that rate, and then you'd have someone to throw the 7th, depending on how and where the game might be at, is who Coach Iverson might want to go to. Grayson Hunsley leads things off. That was pitch number 46 for Bubba Peterson, as this will be flown out towards right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Grayson Hunsley, 2 for 2 to start the ball game. 3rd hits of this first round series. Leadoff man aboard to kick off the top of the 4th inning. The leadoff man has been on base all 4 innings now for Post 8. But they don't want this to be the same result as the 2nd and 3rd inning. You got the leadoff man on, and you haven't been able to score in the 2nd and 3rd. Now, here in the top of the 4th, you want things to go like the top of the 1st. With a 3-run first inning for Post 8, the only runs that have scored so far. Trevor Rounds grounded into a fielder's choice. Then he was thrown out trying to steal. This will be fouled over to the first base dugout. The first pitch, strike 2, Rounds. Again, for Post 8, right now, the way the state tournament is shaping up, 1 o'clock would probably be the first where they will play in the first round if they do advance. Huron would probably be the 8th seed, which would be the first game of the day against Post 22, who they did play earlier in the season and lost just 7-0 in the Veterans Classic to them. That'll be the top of the zone for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. Huron has been a team that has been up and down throughout the season, but nothing compares to the football/basketball score that they had in the Veterans Classic when they beat the Shadron team 32-14. This will hit Rounds as first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. So a good start for Post 8 now. They get back to the top of the order for Carter Schuffelbein. It was the last game of the tournament, the 5th game for both those teams. And Huron won 32-14 over Shadron. They played all 7 innings of that game. Even though Huron won by 18, they still played all 7 innings because it was 7-4 going into the top of the 6th inning. And then it was 20-4 and going to the bottom of the 6th before Shadron scored 10 runs to make it 20-14. And then Huron scored 12 more runs at the top of the 7th. This will be bunted down the third base line. Will it stay fair? It's rolling, and Bubba Peterson lets that thing roll foul down the third base line, and Carter Schuffelbein had a base hit. but it's not going to count for a base hit as it rolled foul, and Bubba Peterson let that one roll. But back to the Huron 32-14 win. Tommy Martin had 6 RBIs in that game alone. Jack Peterson had 5 RBIs. You look at Tommy Martin's RBIs for the season, he has 9. He had 6 of those 9 runs were driven in that game alone against Chadron. Here's a pickoff attempt. No one was standing at second base, so there was no throw from Bubba Peterson. Jack Peterson ended up with 5 runs driven in. That was half of his RBIs of the season, came in that one game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Shufflebine will try and bunt again, and it will be bunted foul once more. And the count's now 0-2. That was the very first game of that day, too, at Post 22's field. We played an 8-inning ball game on 320's field before Post 22 started their game, which should have started at the exact same time. That's how long that game went, and that's a turf field, so there's no maintenance to be done between games, other than maybe just raking a little bit for the tire bits that are in there. That's just how wild that game was. 0-2 pitch is on the outside corner, taken for strike 3. Shufflebine doesn't agree. But Bubba Peterson gets his first strikeout of the ball game, and there's now 1 down here in the top of the 4th, and it brings up Sutton Sonnenschein, who is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first, then lined out to end the second on a leaping grab by the shortstop Waldner. Grayson Hunsley's at second, Trevor Rouse at first. That pitch will miss low and away for ball 1. Here to Sutton Sonnenschein. Base hit can make this a 4-0 lead here for the Eights. Something the gap could score both runners. 1-0 pitch. That'll be a check swing and a foul by Sonnenschein. He didn't want to swing at it, but he got a piece of it. It's a 1-1 count. Brandon Valley is now taking a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the 3rd against Aberdeen. Again, that's game 1 of that series. They will play a second game today, and then they'll have to come back on Friday, tomorrow, if necessary. A 1-1 pitch, curveball that Sonnenschein ducked underneath of, and the pitch almost caught the plates, but it does miss inside for a ball. The count's now 2-1, and Oakley Anderson held that spot for just a little extra time, trying to maybe make the umpire think twice and end up calling it a strike. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll be a curveball that Sonnenschein can't hold off on. So now a 2-2 count here to Sutton Sonnenschein from Bubba Peterson. Well, the runners at first and second and 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Peterson will come set and deliver the 2-2. That'll be taken for strike 3 on the inside edge of the plate, and there's now 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for post 8. And it's up to Dawson Getz, the number 3 man in the batting order, who is already 1 for 2 with a double. And also looking for his second RBI. Grounded into an RBI in the top of the 1st, then led off the 3rd with a double, but was stranded over at 3rd base. First pitch swinging, line shot, base hit. Will be picked up by the right fielder quickly by Schuchart. His throw coming in was wide of the first baseman, but Grayson Hunsley was already standing at 3rd, so he was not going to score, but it is a base hit for Getz, who is now 2 for 3 in the ball game, and the bases are loaded for now Cooper Terwilliger. Terwilliger coming into this playoff series, 361. 18 runs driven in. He does not have a home run this summer, but he did hit one during the spring. Here's the first pitch from Bubba Peterson. That'll be catching the inside corner for strike 1. Terwilliger has driven in 18 runs on the season. Looking for RBIs 19 and 20 if he can get a base hit. Speed of Rounds at second. He should be scoring on a base hit. I want to be fouled away, and the count's now 0-2. Now, say that ball was laced by Getz on a one hop to the right fielder, Schuhart, and there was no opportunity for Grayson Hunsley to try and score. You weren't going, could have been aggressive, and it might have worked out for you. But where Schuhart had the ball and where Hunsley was at, you were not going to think the outcome was going to be good. 0-2 count, Bubba Peterson and Cooper Twilliger. And everybody was standing there. Nobody wanted to call time. Bubba Peterson wasn't stepping off. Cooper Twilliger was not calling time. I'm not even sure if Cooper Twilliger called time or not. I think maybe the umpire just said, let's everybody reset here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout by Bubba Peterson. First and second, nobody out for post 8. And Huron treats them to their own medicine. The Eights have done it twice to get with no runs. And the Eights don't score a run here in the top of the fourth. No runs. It was 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 3 men left on base. To the bottom of the fourth we go. It is a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Back in a minute.
Summer is here, and Beck Motor Company is stepping up to the plate. As a proud supporter of Legion Baseball, we're hitting it out of the park with unbeatable deals on the Chevy and Cadillac vehicles. Whether you're looking for the power of a Chevy Silverado or the luxury of a Cadillac Escalade, Beck Motor Company has the perfect ride for you. So swing by today. Take your game and your drive to the next level. Beck Motor Company, your local Chevy and Cadillac dealer. Proud to support our youth and ready to put you behind the wheel of your dream vehicle. www.beck-motors.com. 605-224-5912.
Walking together in faith, living together in faith, working together in faith, that's who we are.
Hi, this is Pastor Sam Hanschke. I hope that our athletes have an excellent and successful season. I pray that God would continue to richly bless them. I invite you to join me in praying for our athletes during the year.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Bottom of the fourth, 3-0 lead for Post 8 over Huron. And it will be for Post 7, 6, 7, and 8. Jack Peterson, Tommy Martin, and Gabe Waldner. Oakley Anderson would be the first man to come to the plate if any of the three reach base here in this fourth inning. Closing in on the 2 o'clock hour. Here on KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Drew McIntyre is back in the studios. John Wicker with you on this Thursday afternoon. We could potentially see another game here this afternoon. If Post 8 finishes off a win, as they're up 3-0 right now, and the first pitch is over for strike one on the 50th pitch of the day for Rich Leimbach. If Post 8 does win this game, the third and final winner-take-all game will take place following this one, as it would a doubleheader, a normal doubleheader would be. As it counts 0-2 now to the leadoff man and Peterson. There's a swing and a miss. Peterson is struck out swinging for the second time. One down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And for Rich Leimbach, that is strikeout number 8 of the ball game. Here's the first pitch now to Tommy Martin. He'll swing and sky this out towards left field. Long run into foul territory for Rounds, but he will get there to make the catch. And they're now 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth, and it brings up Gabe Waldner. Peterson, Martin, and Waldner in their first time to the plate all struck out swinging and looking. Waldner struck out looking to end that second inning. So now Leimbach's looking for a 1-2-3 inning, which was be a second after having one in the first. There's a swing and a miss for strike one of Waldner. We see exactly where we're, trying to, as a manager, I would think that Coach Iverson has several different contingency plans on, okay, if Rich Leimbach only gets me through 5, what am I going to do? If he gets me through 6, what can I do? Where am I going to go? Here's the 0-2 pitch that misses outside, and it counts 1-2 to Waldner. If you're up by 2 runs, where are you going to go? If you're up by 7 runs, where are you going to go? If you're down by a couple runs, what's going to happen? A lot of scenarios. This one will be fouled. No, it was a strike. It was a swinging strike. The throw from Simpson, it will be to first, and that will retire the side. So a strikeout and a 2-3 putout to finish out the inning. It was a little odd to see how Waldner was not really going back to the dugout at all, but it turns into a 1-2-3 inning for Ridge Lineback. 4 innings complete here at Hyde Stadium. A 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
Wagner Auto in Pierre has been hitting home runs for over 100 years, delivering quality vehicles and top-notch service to our community. Whether you need a rugged truck, a dependable SUV, or a fuel-efficient car, we've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road. Proud sponsor of this season's baseball action, we're here to help you drive home a great deal. Stop by today or visit WagnerAuto.com. Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer.
Well, halfway home in game number 1 of today, and it is also game 2 of the best of 3 series. And a 3-0 lead for Post 8 over this Huron Post 7 squad. And we talked about what Coach Iverson was thinking on different contingency plans. The same goes for Jason Babel of Huron. Where are you going to go if Bubba Peterson can't get you all 7 and you're down? And you know then you're going to have to play another game. Obviously, you can come back and still win a ball game, but do you throw your game 3 potential starter? Obviously, it'll depend maybe where his pitch count is at, in what inning they're in. There are a lot of different factors that go into it. Obviously, both managers would say, hey, our starter goes 7 innings in a game. That we like that. We like them to go the distance throughout the entire ball game. But there is just, a lot of different scenarios that both managers have to figure out what they want to do. As the first pitch is over for strike 1 to Charlie Simpson. It was 0 for 2 with an RBI fielder's choice in the first inning. Called a fielder's choice. There's a throwing error that was involved with it. Run was going to score regardless. That will miss outside, and the count's 1-1. But then once you get to game 3, then you know who is available and who isn't available, and you say it doesn't matter at that point. Everybody's got to be ready to go. You're not going to be super conservative on who you're going to go with. And the leash might be a little bit tighter and smaller for a guy that is struggling on the mound if you do get to game 3. Counts 3-1 to Charlie Simpson to lead off the top of the 5th inning. The Eights have had the leadoff man on all 4 innings, trying to get to the 5th leadoff man to reach base. Unfortunately, for 3 of the 4 innings, that leadoff man has not come in to score. Only in the top of the 1st did the leadoff man score, and that resulted in a 3-run inning. 3-1 pitch, that is a line shot. How about a base hit for Charlie Simpson? And the 5th straight inning with the leadoff man reaching. He is now 1 for 3 in the ball game. And it will bring up Ridge Lineback. Lineback is 0 for 2. The way that he is pitching, you like to maybe save his hits for game 3 if you get there, because he is pitching so far so good through 4 innings with 9 strikeouts through 4 innings. We'll see if maybe a bunt will be on. Coach Iverson telling some numbers. Lineback checking what would normally be on his wrist, checking the numbers out to see if he'll be bunting or not. He'll be swinging away, and he swings and fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Ridge Lineback, then Porter Hunsley. Then it would be Grayson Hunsley and Trevor Rounds before you get back to the top of the order here in the top of the 5th, as the Eights are trying to cash in and extend this lead out a little bit farther here. Leadoff single by Charlie Simpson. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball to right center field coming in. Is going to drop in for a base hit. First and second now with nobody out. Looked like it was going to be a routine pop fly, but it landed between both the center fielder Wins and Schuhard. And it's now first and second with nobody out. And again, can the Eights cash in on this side? The Eights at first and second with nobody out in the third and fourth inning and did not score. The same could be said for Huron in the second and third. They didn't score either with first and second and nobody out. Both these pitchers have really thrown well with runners in scoring position. But Porter Hunsley, number 7 man in the batting order, trying for his third RBI of the postseason. Pickoff attempt and diving back in safely at second is Simpson. And are we going to see Porter Hunsley try and put both guys in scoring position with a bunt attempt here with nobody out? He is showing bunt, and he misses on the curveball. And it's a swinging strike for strike one. It wasn't a swing, but he missed the bunt attempt. Here's the 0-1. That'll be bunted foul by Hunsley as it's skipped away to the left side, so now Hunsley will have to swing away. He's grounded back to the pitcher, Bubba Peterson, both times he's been to the plate. The Eights have struggled to, throughout the season, struggled to really bunt the ball well. When they have been able to get sacrifice bunts, it usually turns into runs. But it's been few and far between from where the Eights were hoping they would have it. 0-2 pitch will miss inside for ball one. Count goes now 1-2. Base hit. Good score, Simpson from second. 1-2 pitch. Peterson, long pause, and then fouled away by Hunsley. He has controlled most of the running game. There's only been one steal attempt so far for Post 8, and Rounds was thrown out trying to steal second. Leinbach had gotten picked off between second and third, or first and second in the first inning and ended up getting to second base. 1-2 pitch. This will be popped up. That'll be out of play behind home plate. Count remains at 1-2. Good crowd here at Hyde Stadium. They're all enjoying the shade right now behind home plate. Don't blame them. It's better be sitting in the shade than out in the sun. 1-2 pitch. That'll bounce in. Backhanded stop by Oakley Anderson. The count goes now 2-2. There are some brave souls that are sitting out in the sun right now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon watching some baseball here at Hyde Stadium, both on the first and third base side. 2-2 pitch. Chopped off the plate. It went off of Hunsley too, I believe, but it ended up landing foul. There was no signal immediately from the home plate umpire, but it was a foul ball regardless if it hit off of Hunsley or not. And so the count remains at 2-2, and a good battle here for Porter Hunsley, who is keeping this pitch count higher and higher for Bubba Peterson. 2-2. Curveball grounded over, stepping in the bag at third for one. The throw across the diamond, scooped out at first. It is a 5-3 double play. And so there is now a runner on at second with 2 away, and the Eights, who had a promising start to the inning, both these teams have struggled with runners at first and second and nobody out to score runs. When it turns into a 5-3 double play, 2 down, and Leinbach stands at second. Hunsley's 2 for 2. If he can go 3 for 3, that should score Leinbach with 2 outs in the inning. He'll be off with contact. First pitch will miss low and away for ball one. And we mentioned it yesterday. We started to mention it in Grayson Hunsley's first at-bat. He does not strike out a lot. He's only struck out 3 times, as there's a pickoff attempt, and Leinbach will dive back in safely. He's only struck out 3 times all season, which is best of the team, and outside of Ridge Leinbach, who's only struck out 1 so far. So he's bound to put the ball in play unless he walks, as it counts 2-0. Lineback on at second. Peterson will come set from the stretch. That pitch will be flown out towards center field. Going to be a long run for the center fielder, but he will get there in plenty of time, and Wentz makes the catch. And the Eights again fail to cash in with first and second and nobody out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the costs throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
It is the bottom of the 5th inning in a 3-0 lead in the American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard for this post-state team over here on as looking around the state, 4-2 with Brandon Valley leads in the bottom of the 5th inning in game 1 of that best-of-3 series. Rapid City Post 22 and Spearfish are underway. The second game between Harrisburg and Brookings is just getting underway after Harrisburg won 7-2. Yankton won earlier 12-0 over Sturgis to advance to the state tournament. They're the first team to clinch a spot, and they joined Watertown, the host team. Spearfish actually has an opportunity to take the lead right now in the bottom of the 1st inning. They're at 1st and 3rd with 1 out. They held Rapid City Post 22, who scored 11 runs in the 1st inning yesterday. They held them scoreless in a 1-2-3 first for Spearfish, as the first pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1. To start the bottom of the 5th inning, Oakley Anderson's the leadoff man, 9-1-2 for this Huron Post 7 squad. Anderson, Trace Wentz, and Logan Leyendecker. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 3-0 here to Oakley Anderson. Looking at pitch counts for both these teams, as a 3-0 pitch will miss for ball 4, and it'll be a 4-pitch walk. 3rd walk issued by Ridge Leimbach, make the 4th walk issued by Leimbach, and leadoff man is on base to kick off the bottom of the 5th. That was pitch number 61 for Ridge Leimbach. Bubba Peterson has thrown 80 now in the ball game, so he's got 25 pitches to work with in the 6th and 7th inning to try and go a complete game to set Huron up. Again, if they don't come back, you set them up for everybody but Feenstra and Bubba Peterson to be available for that game 3. Leimbach still with around 40 pitches to go, as it counts 1-0 now to Trace Wentz. That one's over for a strike after 5 straight misses to start the inning. Wentz will take strike 1, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. This will be popped up. This will be fouled out of play. Maybe it'll hit a spot to bounce up to me. Almost did, and I wasn't ready for it. And the count's now 1-2. If I'd have been ready for it, I would have had a shot at it. I didn't know where the ball was going to land, and I didn't reach out far enough. Almost got a foul ball off the bounce. Probably my best chance of actually catching a foul ball. I'll probably miss it if it hits too hard at me. Counts now 1-2. Wentz with the runner taking off, floats it to center field. That will drop in for a base hit. Oakley Anderson will try and get to 3rd. The throw coming in, the tag, they got him! What a throw from Porter Hunsley to Grayson Hunsley. And Oakley Anderson is thrown out trying to stretch that base hit to get him to third, and the first out is made at third base for Huron to the bottom of the fifth inning. It is a base hit, and just the third hit for Huron post 7. But that is a fantastic throw and catch from Porter Hunsley to cousin Grayson Hunsley. And there's one down here at the bottom of the fifth inning. Swing and a miss by Logan Leyendecker for strike 1. That's a momentum-building play, not just because of the fact of how good that play was. That automatically makes it a momentum-building play. But the first out is made at third. The cardinal rule of don't make the first and third outs at third base. Well, Huron did just that here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Could be first and second with nobody out, but instead you get a runner on first with one out, and a ground ball could end this inning. Here's a line shot. Shovelbein will get the out on the fly. The throw back to first will not be in time, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And it's Bubba Peterson to the plate now, who is 0 for 2. Boy, that is a big-time throw from Porter Hunsley, who could see that in front of him the whole time. He knew he wasn't going to get the ball, and Oakley Anderson, a little bit of hesitation rounding second. Even if he doesn't hesitate, I think Porter Hunsley still guns him down because that throw was on the money, and Grayson Hunsley was able to make the catch and swipe the tag over there, even in front of the base, as the count's 2-0 now to Bubba Peterson. Two-0 count, Ridge Linebach to Bubba Peterson. That'll miss low, and the count's now 3-0. On deck, Andy Porish, who's been on base twice with a single and a walk. 3-0 pitch. Time is called before Linebach started to deliver that pitch. So everybody will reset. We'll see if Linebach can come all the way back in this at-bat. 3-0 pitch. That is a definition of a get-me-over fastball for strike 1. That was lowered velocity by about 20 miles an hour to just throw it for a strike and to make it 3-1. But a good hitter's count here for Bubba Peterson. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss low for ball 4. Second walk in the inning, and it's first and second now with 2 away. And it will bring up Andy Porish, who is 1 for 1, singled in the second, walked in the third. And it's first and second with 2 outs. Another opportunity to hit with the runner in scoring position for this Huron Post 7 team, who have failed to get a base hit with anybody in scoring position. Obviously haven't scored, but haven't even got a base hit to load the bases. First pitch swinging, ground ball up the middle. Getz will field, step on the bag easily at second to retire the side. And it sends us to the 6th, and still a 3-0 lead. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It is a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
It is the top of the 6th inning, and it is a 3-0 lead for Post 8 over Huron on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. 9-1-2 for the 8s, as it will be Trevor Rouse, Carter Shufflebein, and Sutton Sunshine. Anybody reaches base, Dawson Getz if Post State does win this ball game, they're 6 outs away right now from getting that win. But we do know what happened yesterday in the 6th inning, that Huron came back from a 6-2 deficit at that point and scored 6 runs. So not until that final out is had can the Eights celebrate the victory. But if the Eights do win this game, they will be the home team for Game 3. And it will start around 25 to 30 minutes after we get done with this contest. Brandon Valley has a 5-2 lead over Aberdeen. They're now into the 6th inning of that contest, of Game 1 of that doubleheader. Sioux Falls East and Post 320. It is a 5-4 lead for East right now. And that ball game is in the bottom of the 3rd as the first pitch is over for strike 1. And then Harrisburg and Brookings are underway, but there is no score. The same is said for Post 22 and Spearfish. There is no score as well. There is a fly ball to center field by Trevor Rounds, and camping underneath it is Wentz, as he'll wait for that to drop into his glove, and the leadoff man retired here in the top of the 6th inning. Carter Shufflebine, who is 1 for 3 in the ball game, reached on air to open up the game, and the difference in this ball game right now is the fact that the Eights scored 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors in the top of the 1st inning. Had there been no errors in that 1st inning, you probably find yourself with only maybe 1 run scoring, as the first pitch will be missing for ball 1. We could have maybe just a 1-run ball game instead of a 3-0 lead for Post State. And that's the difference, is the fact that, errors come back to haunt you. You can't allow too many errors and think that a good team is not going to beat you, or just any team is not going to beat you. As it counts 2-0 here to Shufflebine. 2-0 pitch. That'll just miss him. And the count's now 3-0. And you would think that he'll be taking a pitch. With Sudden Sun and Shine, 2 and 3 are due up next for Post State. 3-0 pitch. That'll miss for ball 4, so it'll be a 1-out walk issued to Shufflebine, and it will bring up Sudden Sun and Shine. Sun and Shine is 1 for 3. He singled in that 1st inning and came around to score. And again, just to remind you, too, going into this inning, there's only 25 pitches remaining for Bubba Peterson. He's now got 86 thrown in this top of the 6th inning. So he's down to his final 19. And outside of a 10-run rule happening between either side, as the runner takes off for second, the throw to second, Shufflebine will easily steal that one. First stolen base of the ball game for the Eights. So he is in a scoring position as the first pitch was taken for ball 1. Sun and Shine was showing bunt, pulled it back, and was taking all the way. The count is 1-0 here to Sun and Shine. They do have activity out in the left field bullpen. We'll try and see who that is warming up out there. Lane Wenzel is the one that's warming up for Huron Post 7. Counts 2-0 now to Sun and Shine, looking for his second hit, and could drive in the first run since the top of the 1st for Post 8. That pitch will bounce in, and the count's now 3-0. You have the assistant coach for Huron out in left field, kind of protecting the catcher and the pitcher warming up, because they don't have anybody else on the bench. That one's over for a strike. They only have 11 guys. Obviously 9 are on the field right now, and the other 2 are out in the left field bullpen. So they have nobody out there in case of a line drive to warn or try and, he's not wearing a glove, but try and keep foul ball from hurting anybody out there. That will be on the outside edge for a strike, and the count's now 3-2 here to Sun and Shine. There's a 5-3 lead for Brandon Valley over Aberdeen in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. Brandon Valley is trying to close in on a Game 1 victory. 3-2 pitch. Sun and Shine will take that for ball 4. Second walk now of the inning. And it's first and second with 1 out. And it brings up Dawson Getz. look at Lane Wenzel's numbers so far. He's got 20 and 2/3 innings pitched. You got to think that Leyendecker, maybe Tommy Martin or Jack Peterson will probably be the starting pitcher of Game 3, somewhere between Tommy Martin and Jack Peterson. First and second with 1 out. First pitch is over for strike one. Of course, Post State still has to get to that point and to make Huron decide who their Game 3 starter is. But just speculating if Post State does win, who their starter would be for game number 3 of this best of 3 series. That one will miss low, and the count's 1-1 to Dawson Getz. 3-0 lead here in the top of the 6th for Post State. Dawson Getz trying to add to it. He's 2 for 3 so far, and the one time he was retired, he had an RBI on the ground out. A double and a single so far for Getz. He'll swing and miss a pitch that he would like to have back, and a curveball that was well outside the strike zone. The count's now 1-2. Scheffelbein, who had a 1-out walk and then stole second. He's still standing over at second. Sonnenschein had a 1-out walk as he moves away from first base. That pitch will come inside, and the count's now 2-2. Outfield, the left fielder is very deep, and Leyendecker for Getz. Very shallow in right field for Schuhart. 2-2 pitch should be taken for strike 3, and Getz very much disagrees with the call. I think he wanted to say something, but knows better of it, and he'll walk back to the dugout. There's now 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning, and it's up to Cooper Terwilliger to try and drive in a run here for Post State. Terwilliger, who is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He singled in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, then struck out swinging to end the 4th. He digs in and hit the first pitch right back up the middle for a base hit. They're going to send Scheffelbein. The throw from the center fielder will be lobbed into the cutoff man. An RBI single for Cooper Terwilliger, and the Eights finally get back on the board. They take a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Big RBI in the second hit of the game for Terwilliger. And now Sonnenschein is at second, and that looks like it's the end of the line for Bubba Peterson. And Lane Wenzel will come on to pitch. We'll see if Bubba Peterson stays in the ball game, if he goes somewhere to play defensively. They are going to move some guys around. But we will tell you the change coming up after this. Back in a minute. Post State leads at 4-0 over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sonnenschein Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sonnenschein Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sonnenschein Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
As we welcome you back, it is still the top of the 6th, 2 outs here with a 4-0 lead. The changes defensively for Huron as Lane Wenzel comes in. Andy Porish will move from second to first. Waldner will move from short to second. And Bubba Peterson will move from the mound to shortstop, which that means Jack Peterson is out of the ball game and Lane Wenzel will hit in his spots, which will be due up second in the bottom of the 6th inning as Charlie Simpson takes strike 1 from Lane Wenzel, as the 0-1 pitch now from Wenzel comes in, as Simpson is 1 for 3 in the ball game. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-1. Lane Wenzel on the season, 20 2/3 innings. He has given up 26 hits, 27 runs, but only 20 earned. 20 walks, 21 strikeouts, 6.77 ERA, and a whip at 2.27. Batting average against at 299. As the first pitch will be up the middle for a base hit. It got softly through the infield, so easily scoring will be sudden sunshine to make this a 5-0 ball game. Back-to-back 2-out RBI singles for Post State, and they now lead at 5-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Good piece of hitting for Charlie Simpson, his second hit. He gets his first RBI, make that his second RBI of the ball game. And it brings up Ridge Leinbach, who is 1 for 3 with a single. He can help his cause as well to add on to this lead. There's a swing and a miss for strike one. About 3/4 of the way through for Leinbach, and that is a full swing. 0-1 pitch from Wenzel. That'll catch the outside corner, and the count's now 0-2. Terwilliger leads away from second. Simpson at first. Here's the 0-2. There's a fly ball to right field, but that is out of play. And the count will remain at 0-2. Brandon Valley is now finding themselves in a much different spot. They're leading still 5-4, but they've had to change pitchers, and it's first and second with 2 outs in that 6th inning. There's a foul ball by Leinbach, just getting a piece of it to stay alive. And they will play game 2. That is just game 1 of that series. Sioux Falls had about 4 to 5 inches of rain yesterday, which is not much fun to deal with. Here's a line shot base hit. Another base hit for the Yates. Terwilliger will try and score. The throw to the shortstop. Peterson will throw it home. It's not going to be in time. It's a 6-0 lead for Post State. 3 straight 2-out singles for Post State, and they now have a 6-0 advantage on Leinbach's second hit of the ball game, his first RBI today, and it's still first and second with 2 outs. Leinbach had a team-leading 28 RBIs coming into this playoffs, and he's now 1 away from reaching the 30 mark before it's all said and done, and maybe he has a couple more games left in him in the state tournament to try and get more RBIs. Post State is closing in on, with now a 6-0 lead, and they're 6 outs away from winning game number 2, and then it's a winner-take-all game 3. All bets are off for game 3, as that will be over for a strike that counts 1-1 to Porter Hunsley. And for Post State, you got to think it's J.J. Buckles that's getting the start. If they do get to that 3rd game, it'll be interesting to see who the game 3 starter would be for Huron. That'll miss inside. The count's now 2-1. And Coach Babel might have had maybe somebody else comes into the ball game if Huron was leading 3-0 here in the 6th inning. But Lane Wenzel is in with them trailing 3-0, and we can officially close the book here in just a moment. This one has a chance to maybe make its way. Nope, that's going to land to the left and bounce all the way back. I thought maybe had a chance for the foul ball to get up here. Count's now 2-2 to Porter Hunsley. Almost wasn't even ready for that one. But the count's 2-2. Deuces wild here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch to Hunsley is fouled away, so we'll do it again. I had mentioned that Tommy Martin and Jack Peterson have thrown 30-plus innings each, but Martin has only had 1 start, and Peterson has only 2 relief appearances and 10 appearances overall. This will bounce in. The count's now 3-2. So detective work would say that it's probably going to be Jack Peterson that would start, and Tommy Martin would be in relief of that game. 3-2 pitch from Wenzel. Both runners take off, and Hunsley will foul away. And we'll do it again here at 3-2. The battery mates are on second and first. Simpson the catcher, Leinbach the pitcher. You don't want too many foul balls. Leinbach can't wear himself out. He's still going to pitch here in the 6th inning. 3-2 pitch. Runners go again. That'll be upstairs for ball 4. The bases are now loaded. And that will bring up Grayson Hunsley, the 9th man to come to the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. So Grayson Hunsley, who is 2 for 3. Base hit could make this an 8-0 advantage here for Post State. As the first pitch comes in for strike one. Singled in the second, singled in the fourth, both leading off innings, and then he was retired in the top of the fifth to end that fifth inning. This will be grounded over to Coach Iverson over at third, and he will make the play. Counts now 0-2 to Grayson Hunsley. Bases are juiced. 0-2 pitch from Wenzel. Hunsley reaches for it, pokes at it, and then will fly it over to the shortstop Bubba Peterson, who will make the catch to retire the side. But it is a 3-run inning for Post State as they get those 3 runs on the 3 hits, all coming with 2 outs. There were no errors and 3 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 6-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for over 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 6-0 lead for Post State on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. Ridge Lineback has thrown 74 pitches through 5 innings, so he's got 31 to work with to try and get through these next 2 and pick up a complete game and get the Eights an opportunity to try and go win game number 3. And he's working with a 6-0 advantage now after a 3-run, 3-hit inning. All those hits came with 2 outs to drive in those 3 runs. Terwilliger, Simpson, and Leinbach all got RBI hits to make it a 6-0 ball game. As Simpson has 2 RBIs now in the game, and Leinbach and Terwilliger picked up their first RBI. So now here's Chase Schuhart, Lane Wenzel, and Tommy Martin. 5, 6, and 7 to start this bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch is over for strike 1. To Schuhart, who was 0 for 1. He walked in the second and then struck out swinging in the third. Here's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. Things will be tight down. Looks like things will be tight down the stretch for Brandon Valley and Aberdeen. It's 5-4 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Brandon Valley is up by 1. There's a 3-pitch strikeout for Ridge Lineback to open up the bottom of the 6th inning. And it brings up Lane Wenzel. Wenzel yesterday went 0 for 4 for Huron Post 7. He struck out once and grounded out 3 different times. This is his first at-bat, replacing Jack Peterson, who went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch misses upstairs for ball 1, so no immaculate inning for Ridge Lineback. 1-0 pitch. That one's over for a strike. Evens accounted a ball and a strike. They will head to the 7th between Brandon Valley and Aberdeen with a 5-4 post 131 Brandon Valley lead. As it counts 2-1 now here to Lane Wenzel. 2-1 pitch. That one will miss just inside. The count's now 3-1. Aberdeen's got a shot. If they can find a way to score a couple runs in that top of the 7th inning, that will be ball 4. And Wenzel a couple times. I don't know if he forgot the count. We had it right here on YouTube on the scoreboard. Umpire had ball 4 as well. And Wenzel is just double and triple checking to make sure that there was ball 4 to him. Tommy Martin out of the plate. He's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the second, flew out to the left in the fourth. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Martin. And he's probably going to be your guy in relief in game 3 at this point for Huron. Again, still going to get there. Post State's got 5 outs to get before that happens. But probably the plan is for him to be in relief, and Jack Peterson would probably be your starting pitcher for game 3, just based off the innings pitched and who has started more games. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. And Jack Peterson with his 6.46 ERA and a 2.0, make that 2.08 whip. Won't be a bad starter either for Huron. That'll be taken for strike 3. Another strikeout for Ridge Lineback. There's now 2 down, and it brings up Gabe Waldner. That was strikeout number 11 on the day for Ridge Lineback. As the first pitch to Waldner will be popped foul, the right side, and out of play. Waldner is 0 for 2 with 2 of those 11 strikeouts for Lineback. He struck out looking in the top of the second, and then struck out swinging to end the top of the fourth. This will get a wild pitch that will put the runner to second. So Wenzel, who drew the walk, is now in scoring position here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And if you're a Lineback, you're not so concerned about that runner at second base. You can go and retire Waldner here. You get through 6 shutout innings. Lineback will step off and reset. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to the left side. Dawson Getz will field it. His throw to first. That will retire the side. 6 shutout inning for Ridge Lineback. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 7th. Post State has a 6-0 lead over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you a farmer in the Highmore area? Do you need a trusted partner for your grain and agronomy needs? Look no further than AgTegra. AgTegra is built on a legacy of farmer-owned cooperatives, providing superior service and relentless innovation for generations. We're committed to your success and the safety of our employees and members. For your grain needs, call Chance Scott at 605-846-1099. And for all your agronomy needs, reach out to Cole Hamlin at 605-871-9572. AgTegra, growing together for generations.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 a.m. or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
As we welcome you back, you have a little bit of a live look in at the at the Brandon Valley and Aberdeen game right now in the lower right-hand corner. It's 2 outs at the top of the 7th. Brandon Valley is leading Aberdeen 5-4. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, you can see that. Says it is going to be 9-1-2. Trevor Rounds, Carter Shufflebine, and Sutton Sunshine to lead things off here in the top of the 7th. As it is going to be the second inning of work for Lane Wenzel, as the first pitch will be grounded foul by Rounds for strike 1. And of course, that is courtesy of Game Changer from Brandon Valley's Game Changer, and that will actually end the ball game now as well, as Brandon Valley will pick up a 5-4 win on a strikeout to get a 1-2-3 7th inning of Aberdeen. So they take game 1. An opportunity for a sweep for Brandon Valley. 0-2 pitch to Rounds. That's grounded foul again down the third base line. So the top seed has 1 in 4 of the 5 games so far. Huron the only lower seed to win a game 1. That'll be missing high and away for ball 1. It's a 1-2 count now to rounds. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Rounds will swing and just get a piece of it to foul away. So the count remains at 1-2. So again, Brandon Valley will try and get a sweep here coming up in game number 2, as it counts now 2-2. Sioux Falls East still has, well, actually, they're going to. One has them winning 5-4, but the other one has a 8-7 lead for post 320. There's a swing and a miss by Rounds, and there's one down now here in the top of the 7th. And it will bring up Carter Shufflebein, the leadoff man in the batting order. Post 320 has scored 4 runs in the 3rd and 4th inning to now take a 8-7 lead over Sioux Falls East. Harrisburg has a 3-0 lead over Brookings in game 2 of that series, as the first pitch is over for strike 1. And post 22 has just a 1-0 lead over Spearfish right now. That being in the bottom of the 3rd. That'll skip in for ball 1. So there are your score updates across the state right now. Sioux Falls West and Renner, they're not scheduled to start until 5 o'clock. Here's a high chopper to the third baseman, Barton. High throw, and not going to be in time. Shufflebein will reach first on another infield single. That is the second hit on the infield for Shufflebein. The speed allows the leadoff man in the batting order to reach base. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine. By the way, with Rounds leading off the 6th and 7th inning, he was retired both times. It's the only 2 times that Post 8 has not gotten the leadoff man on base. There's a pickoff attempt, and Shufflebein dives back in safely. He's trying to get the dirt out of the oven mitt over at first base. Here's the first pitch to Sutton Sunshine. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. I believe it was the Little League State Tournament that was in Pierre. Somebody from, boy, I don't remember what team what it was, but he had a legit oven mitt in his back pocket to put on to wear if he got on base. I always laughed at it. I mean, it looks like an oven mitt. It basically could be an oven mitt. This throw will get away with the pickoff attempt, and Shufflebein will round second. He's going to be on his way to third. The throwing here will get 2 bases for Shufflebein, and almost got away, and almost again got away from Wenzel to allow Shufflebein to try and score. But another error is charged to Huron. There'll be a throwing error for the pitcher, Wenzel. 3rd error of the game for post 7. And Sutton Sunshine with the runner on 3rd and 1 out. It's a fly ball to the outfield. And get the job done. The infield's going to come in all the way around. You're down 6-0. You might as well try and keep it a 6-0 deficit. That'll be high for ball 2, and the count's 2-1. By the way, Huron will have 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Ridge Leinbach will be looking for a complete game shutout with nobody warming up out in the right field bullpen. That'll miss low, and the count's 3-1. 3-1 pitch to Sunshine. Swings and misses. Ooh. He was looking to try and make that an 8-0 ball game. Full count to Sunshine with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 3-2 pitch. Be upstairs for ball 4. And it's now 1st and 3rd with 1 away. And it's Dawson gets to the plate. Getz is 2 for 4. Ground out RBI in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, then struck out looking in the 6th. And we'll see if he can get his 2nd RBI here, maybe his 3rd hit as well. First pitch to Getz. Swings and fouls that one back for strike 1. Corners are in. The middle is back to try and turn the double play to get out of the inning. But a ground ball to third, and they'll try and keep Schuffelbein over at third base. There's a ground ball to third. Schuffelbein will come home. They're going to throw it to first. Nobody's covering third, so Sonnenschein will take third on the ground out RBI for Dawson Getz. And a heads-up base running for Sonnenschein, who never broke stride at second, saw that the shortstop in Bubba Peterson wasn't going to cover third. Martin had charged in, and Sonnenschein just easily cruises his way to third base on that ground out. And the second time that an RBI comes for Getz with a ground out, and there's two away. The first pitch will be lined to the left side, and I wasn't paying attention, still writing everything down, and I almost came right into the press box and missed just to my left, and that would have been a wild looking up from the board, from the book. Here's a fly ball to left field, backing up, still going over the back, over the top of the head of the right fielder. It'll go all the way up against the wall. Terwilliger around second. He will be standing up at third with the RBI two-out triple to make this an 8-0 lead for Post 8 here in the top of the seventh. Terwilliger's second RBI, third hits of the ball game. First triple of the series for Post 8, who had 17 during the regular season. As a team collectively, of course, as the first pitch to Charlie Simpson is upstairs for ball one. That was the third triple of the season for Cooper Terwilliger. And he's got his 19th RBI. I think that's 20th RBI, as that'll be found off of Simpson. The count's 1-1. But now an 8-0 lead here for Post 8 in the top of the seventh inning. There is some activity out in the right field bullpen, as this will be grounded fair past the diving third baseman. Another run will score. Simpson will round first, a hard turn, but he's got another RBI base hit. 9-0 here in the top of the seventh for Post 8. Third RBI of the ball game for Charlie Simpson. Third hit for him as well. And now it's Rich Leinbach. So here is the first pitch now to Leinbach. They're going to try and back pick over at first, and Simpson will dive back in safely, as that first pitch was upstairs for ball one. So Rich Leinbach, who has thrown 6 shutout innings with a 9-0 lead now. This will be fouled back to the netting, and the count's 1-1. As we play here in the top of the seventh, he is 2 for 4 with an RBI, 2 singles in his last 2 at-bats. Home plate umpire looking for more baseballs to come his way. But Post 8 has gotten 3 runs in the first, 3 in the sixth, and now 3 here in the seventh. And still looking to add on. Here's a line shot to center field, but right to wins to make the catch, and it retires his side. But a big 3-run seventh inning for Post 8 as they pick up 2 hits, make that 3 hits in the inning. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the seventh. Post 8 3 outs away from forcing Game 3, the best of 3 series. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in town for the big game, why not stay where the view is just as great as the action? American in Fort Pierce sits right on the river, offering beautiful scenery, relaxing comfort, and easy access to the ballpark. After a day at the Diamond, there's nothing better than unwinding by the water, and the American always hits it out of the park. Stay by the river. Stay in comfort. Call 605-223-2358 to book your room today. American, where the river meets relaxation. Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
Rich Leinbach's got 16 pitches to work with here in the bottom of the seventh inning, and a 9-0 lead for Post 8. Parker O'Brien is getting loose on the right field pin right now. In case that Leinbach can't finish the 7th inning on pitch count alone, that he would come in to get the final maybe 1 out, maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on how many pitches that Leinbach throws or how many outs he gets in 16 pitches. And O'Brien might end up sitting out in the right field bullpen throughout this entire 7th inning if Leinbach can get 3 outs rather quickly. But if the Aids do get those 3 outs, we've got game 3 that'll be coming up here in around 25 to 30 minutes after this game finishes out. So as we close into the 3 o'clock hour, looking at somewhere right now closer to 3:30 for the start of game 3 in the best of 3 series. And that would be the winner take all. Winner of that game will advance to the state tournament on Tuesday next week in Watertown. Oakley Anderson will lead things off. That one will miss inside for ball 1. He has walked twice, and I'm not so sure that he's even seen a strike yet. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. So Oakley Anderson, after having a 3-run double yesterday, he has found himself to be seeing 10 straight balls before his first strike taken in his 3rd plate appearance. There's the 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-2. Looking for a strikeout here is Leinbach. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 3-2. This will be pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Leinbach with 11 strikeouts, 6 walks, only 3 hits allowed so far in this ball game. But he's got 95 pitches coming up here as he throws ball 4. It actually might have hit. It did hit. Oakley Anderson was regardless going to get on base. And so now you're 10 pitches away for Leinbach being done, which would most likely put Parker O'Brien into the ball game. You know, you can get a double play turn quickly and then find yourself, as Oakley Anderson it had to hit him right on the toe because he is really in a lot of discomfort right now, which, you know, he is the catcher, so you can courtesy run for him. And he is going to jog his way off, and we'll have a runner for him, as it's got to be, Feenstra, who the only guy that hasn't been in the ball game. So Feenstra is running for Oakley Anderson. We get back to the top of the order for Trace Wenz. That'll miss low for ball 1. That's something to keep an eye on because, again, they only have 11 guys on the roster for Huron. If Oakley Anderson can't play in game number 3, now you're down to 10 guys, and depending on who is your starter, you're probably going to have to hit him just so you have somebody to go to in case of another guy going down with an injury. There's a check swing. They will check him over at first. He did not go, and the count's now 2-1. I think he'll want to keep walking around. He probably doesn't want to sit too much, does Oakley Anderson, to make that toe feel a little bit better and not let it maybe swell up or anything else. As a swing and a miss for a strike, and the count's now 2-2 to Trace Wenz, who is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Excuse me, make that 2 for 3 in the ball game. He's got 2 of the 3 hits for Huron. That one will miss upstairs, and the count's full at 3-2. That was pitch number 100 for Ridge Leinbach, so he is down to now just 5 pitches, and it will be another walk, first and second with nobody out. He has just 4 pitches remaining, and Coach Iverson will make his way out, and we'll see if Coach Iverson wants to just talk to Leinbach or if that will end the afternoon for Leinbach. With only 4 pitches remaining, I would think a conversation at this point is, hey, good job today. We'll get the last 3 outs, and it will be the case. So Lineback will lead with runners at first and second, but he throws 6 shutout innings in his final start here at Hyde Stadium and gets a rousing ovation from the home faithful here at Hyde Stadium, a standing ovation from much of the crowd here at Hyde Stadium on a excellent effort, 11 strikeout effort through 6 innings, and Parker O'Brien will try and get the final 3 outs here in the bottom of the 7th and a 9-0 cushion for Post State. We'll keep it here on KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. O'Brien will be the man to pitch in place of Ridge Lineback, and for Parker O'Brien, he has thrown 8 innings so far. He has had 1 start, but the other 2 appearances have been relief appearances. 1-1 record, 10 hits, 8 runs. Only 3 of those 8 runs have been earned. 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. A 2.63 ERA and a 1.75 whip. Batting average against at .286. So O'Brien is called upon to get these last 3 outs, and that really helps bridge the gap into game number 3. Because if he does get those final 3 outs, the Eights get a win. You save J.J. Buckholz for an opportunity to start fresh at 0 pitches. And it's about doing your job when you come into the ball game. And with a 9-0 lead, it's strikes. Got to throw strikes for Parker O'Brien. Nothing more, nothing less for O'Brien. He's got a good defense here in this ball game that will help him out. But it is, again, if this ball game ends with Post State getting the win, we will have game 3 of the best of 3 series that will be coming up after this one, around 25-30 minutes later, and we'll have that winner-take-all game. Score update across the state. Harrisburg has a 5-0 lead over Brookings right now. That is the bottom of the 4th in that second game. They started at noon, started an hour before us. So they're a 5-0 lead for Harrisburg. If they win, they will advance to the state tournament. Post 22 has a 2-0 lead in the top of the 4th over Spearfish. And if they win, they will advance. And in game 1 of the best of 3 series, Post 320 has a 8-7 lead over Post 15 East. But Post 15 has the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th inning right now, trying to tie the ball game up and maybe take the lead. And then the lone other game, although Brandon Valley just beat Aberdeen 5-4. Yankton's already moved on with a sweep of Sturgis, but the lone other series is still yet to get underway. After having a 3-1 lead for Sioux Falls West over Renner, they're in the top of the 2nd, and they will pick things up later on this evening at 5 o'clock between West and Renner. They'll play a doubleheader tonight, and then game 3 will be Friday at some point if they have to play that 3rd and final game. First pitch will miss low for ball 1 from Parker O'Brien, as he has to deal with 2, 3, and 4 with 1st and 2nd and nobody out. We can't close the book yet on Ridge Lineback. We can tell you that he did finish with 11 strikeouts. Here's a ground ball over to Getz. He'll field it in the hole. The throw to second will not be in time as Getz slid in. I think he lost his footing as well, and the bases are now loaded here with nobody out. And it'll be an infield single for Leyendecker. And it's Bubba Peterson now to the plate. Still up 9-0. There's still a lot of room here to go. Parker O'Brien continues to throw strikes. Things will, Huron will have to find ways to score runs. The biggest thing, if you start walking guys, then it makes it a lot easier for Huron to make that comeback in the bottom of the 7th inning. You keep throwing strikes, it'll be a lot harder for Huron not even just to find a glove for Post State. Here's a 1-0 pitch as O'Brien will work from the windup. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0 to Bubba Peterson, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. It is Feenstra who's on at 3rd, running for Oakley Anderson. Trace Wins is at 2nd, and Logan Leyendecker with the infield singles at 1st, with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th, but a 9-0 advantage here for Post State. That one just misses inside, and the count's now 3-0. On deck is going to be Andy Porish. 3-0 pitch here from O'Brien. This is for ball 4. It does walk in a run. It's now a 9-1 ball game. An RBI for Peterson. And it's now Andy Porish, again with the bases loaded and nobody out. The corners are playing even with the back because they'll probably throw it home or just whatever easier play to be made to try and start a double play. The infield will stay back, and they'll trade 2 outs for a run. They'll just trade outs for runs at this point. First pitch is over for strike 1. You're not too concerned to get 2 outs for 1 run. You just need to get outs and not be so worried about the 3 guys on base. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Porish. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-1. Post 8 was swept 2 years ago to Post 22. And they got swept by Watertown last year. And they're trying to avoid a 3rd straight sweep. There's a line shot, and that's going to land right in front of the right fielder in Sonnenschein, and will score a run to make it 9-2. And still looking for that first out right now, and a base hit by Porish. Keeps the bases loaded for Chase Schuhart. Schuhart is 0 for 2, walked in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 3rd and 6th inning. That'll officially close the book on Ridge Leinbach. We'll give you his totals here in just a moment as the first pitch is missing for ball 1. There is some activity out in the right field bullpen right now. Might be Hudson Stosher that is warming up. That pitch will catch the bottom of the zone at the knees for a strike, and the count's 1-1. Ridge Leinbach threw over 100 pitches. Got 11 strikeouts in the ball game. He ended up with 8 walks in 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2. Now to the number 5-man Chase Schuhart with Lane Wenzel on deck. 101 pitches for Leinbach. 1-2 pitch, that will get away from Simpson. That will score a run to make it a 9-3 ball game. And again, this takes away the double play, but you're not overly concerned. They still got to score 6 more runs in this inning. You can't get tied up on 1 run or these 3 runs scoring. You're still going to just, again, continue to throw strikes and get outs here in this bottom of the 7th. But it just also reinforces how big that top of the 7th is to score those 3 runs for Post 8. There's a swing and a miss and a tag by Simpson, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. 3rd strikeout of the day for Schuhart. And 1 down to now bring up Lane Wenzel. Post 8, those 3 runs with those RBIs from Dawson Getz, Cooper Twilliger, and Charlie Simpson, which made it a 6-0 game to a 9-0 game. Instead of having the tying, if that's a 0 in the inning, if you kind of mail it in and say, well, we got a 6-0 lead, everything should be good. The tying run's at the plate right now, but instead, that tying run is still in the dugout. They're not even on the on-deck circle yet. How key those 3 extra runs can be. There's a half swing. Nope, they're going to say a full swing, so Lane Wenzel is now down the count 0-2. He walked in his first trip. There's now an 0-2 count from O'Brien to Lane Wenzel. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch from O'Brien. That's upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. Tommy Martin, Gabe Wallner are waiting on deck. That would be the 8th and 9th guys that come to the plates in this bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled straight back, and we'll do it again here at 1-2. So the 8 scored 3 runs in the first, off of which was helped by 2 errors by Huron. They scored 3 runs in the 6th, all with 3 hits, but they had a few walks in there to help them out. They scored 3 runs in the 7th with an error that helped them score a couple extra runs. There is taking strike 3 by Wenzel. 2 down now here in the bottom of the 7th, and the 8's 1 out away from it, taking a game number 2 and forcing a 3rd and decisive game. Tommy Martin, who is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He will dig in. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. 9-3 our lead for Post 8. First pitch at the top of the zone for strike 1. Again, Post 8 would be the home team in game 3. And they just need one out to get to that point. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Comes high and inside. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Here to Tommy Martin. Again, presumably J.J. Buckles will be your starter for game number 3 for Post State. Here's the 1-1. That one will be dropping in for strike 2, and the Ace now a strike away from forcing game 3. With the runners at second and third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2 pitch from O'Brien to Tommy Martin. That one will miss low. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch. As O'Brien will try and send this to a decisive game 3. He'll get the sign from Simpson. Wheels and deals. That one's popped foul. That'll get out of play, and we'll do it again here at 2-2. One more out, one more strike here for Post State. O'Brien from the windup. He'll deliver the 2-2. Taken for strike 3 and roll 8 to game number 3. Parker O'Brien gets 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the 7th, and we will have ourselves a winner-take-all game 3 coming up here in just a little bit. A 9-3 win for Post State in game 2 of our series. And the visiting team has won both. Now let's see if the home team can win game number 3 and advance to the state tournament. Stick around. We've got the post-game show coming up. We've also got the news director, Zach Nelson, news in the 3 o'clock hour that'll be played for you on KCCR, and we'll start to get you set for our 3rd and final game of the best-of-3 series here between Pierre and Huron. 9-3 win in game 1 of the day for Post State. Game 2 overall of the series, evens at 1 apiece. Back in 2 minutes, you're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years. Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASC certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Whenever there's a project that will make our community a better place to live, you're right there doing what you can to help. You volunteer because it's your nature to be helpful. All of us at First Fidelity Bank would like to thank you for all you do to make our community a better place to live. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
As we welcome you back, it is a final score. Post State makes it to a game 3 as they beat the Huron Post 7 squad 9-3 in game 2 of our best of 3 series. And game 3 will be coming up here in about 25 minutes or so from now. 3 runs in the first inning by RBIs from Dawson Guest, Charlie Simpson. as well as also an error that forced a third run in that made it a 3-0 lead for the Eights as they get that 3-0 advantage. And then they scored another 3 runs at the top of the 6th from RBI hits from Cooper Twilliger, Charlie Simpson, and Ridge Lineback, all with 2 outs in the inning. And then in the top of the 7th, they get another 3 runs. An RBI ground down from Dawson gets his second RBI of the game. Cooper Twilliger gets his second RBI of the game with a base hit. And Charlie Simpson gets his third RBI of the game with a base hit. And a triple for Twilliger to make it a 9-0 ball game. Ridge Lineback threw 6 innings, giving up 3 hits. He ends up being tagged for 2 runs, 8 walks, 11 strikeouts, and 101 pitches. Those 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 7th inning after it was a 9-0 lead. They made it a 9-3 ball game. Parker O'Brien finished with that 1 inning of work, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts as he got the last 3 guys in order and strikeouts. Bubba Peterson takes the loss, 5 2/3, gave up 11 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Lane Winslow went the final third in an inning. As Bubba Peterson was the losing pitcher, Ridge Lineback gets the win. Time of the ball game was 2 hours and 13 minutes. 9 runs, 15 hits, no errors, 12 men left on base. 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors, and 10 men left on base for Huron. And we've got 1 more game to go here at Hyatt Stadium this summer for post-state baseball, as the winner will advance to the state tournaments. But it is a winner-take-all game in game number 3 with an excellent performance by Ridge Lineback on the mound. And they've got their shot to go and win this best-of-3 series and get into the state tournament for the first time since 2022, when they advanced after sweeping Renner on the road and looking for their first home playoff series win since 2021, when they swept Yankton here at home to make the state tournament. So game 3 will be coming up, and again, it'll be around 25 minutes from now, a little after 3:30 is when game 3 will get going. We're going to hear from news director Zach Nelson, his what would be his 5 o'clock news, his 3 o'clock news. We'll hear from it anyway, as he usually has a 3 o'clock newscast. We'll hear from that, and then we'll start to get you set for our third and final game after that. So we'll send things back to the station. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will end the live video, and then we'll have a third game. We'll have that next game pop up, and we'll get live on YouTube shortly before first pitch between Pierre and Huron to get the third game underway. So we'll send things back to the station.